OMG, how do you deal with that hair? I mean, her hair is like so big. Just joking, just seriously. Join me as we break down the do's of how we do the do. Hi there, it's Jerry, and I just wanted to check back with you today for some handy tips for dealing with natural biracial girls' hair. And we're here right now with Kismet, and we just you can kind of see the ring here from the ponytail. So we took the ponytail down so we could spare everybody all the motions of that. And so now, as we kind of open this up, you can see that she's got, this is where the part was that we had most of the week. And so what we're going to be looking at today is what our Sunday night routine is that gets us set up for the school week. Because we, during the week, we just have a simple routine that we do at night where we, you know, spray our hair down and we put our products in and we put it up. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow night when we get into our nighttime routine for school. So something I want you to really see here is that Maisie has a very, very tight curl. And I would definitely say that she's kind of sitting right on the edge of like a 4A, maybe 3C, just depending. And because of that, Maisie's hair tends to be what we call very friendly. It loves to find a friend and get connected into that friend in the tightest possible way. So especially during the summer, if we don't keep up with Maisie's hair and she's swimming a lot, she can get some very, very tight hugging curls that are really akin to dreadlocks. And so we've learned over time how to get those out, and I definitely don't want to get to a point where we have those, but I would love to have it sometime just to show you what that's like and how we work through those terrible knots. So the first thing that I do once I get it out of the ponytail, and again just kind of holding up from the back, these are the scariest places because this is where the baby hairs live, and this is the of Kismet's hair that she really does not enjoy having, you know, tugged up, pulled on in any way. So, and again, we can get down in here and see that she's got some buddies trying to form a tight bond and relationship here. So I'm just kind of separating those out a little gently so that the comb or the brush doesn't have to do all that work. So every night, and especially before we go to do something, I just try to come in and, you know, gently pull everything down, loosen those curls up, get them opened up, and we're ready to receive whatever we're about to do. So that's a little introduction there to Maisie's hair, and you can see she's got lots of new growth up here. And I'll take a look at Pearl's hair and get an idea of what her hair's like because it's completely different. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at Pearl's hair, and Pearl sits a little bit more in the spectrum of about a 3B. I can double check here on a chart. Yeah, I would say she's a 3B, somewhere between 3A, 3B, and maybe sometimes C. But Pearl's hair is a lot thinner. It's definitely, in terms of thickness, not nearly as thick. And it's certainly a lot more like my hair. If we kept just combing her hair down over and over in a straight manner, eventually she doesn't have the weight or the same type of curls. And so it's a lot different situation working with her hair. And essentially what this really means a lot for us is that she needs different hair products than the last head of hair that we looked at. Anything that we put on that's super thick or heavy is just going to weight down everything that she's got going on here. And up here she's got lots of new growth coming in too. And because her hair's thinner, we get to see a lot of breakage. It definitely looks a lot drier for her, and she tends to pick up a lot of natural highlights. from the sun, and I think that that kind of plays a role in helping her be a little bit more dry around her face. But she does get conditioned every single night. So now we're going to bring back both of the girls side by side so you can just get another kind of glimpse at what their hairs are like before we hop into the shower. And we're going to hop into the shower because that's what we do. I've never had them lay down on the kitchen counter. Not that that's right or wrong, but we've always done it either in the bathtub, which, you know, until me sitting on the side of the bathtub, and that's kind of back breaking. And as the girls get taller, and especially as their legs get longer, the bathtub is just not the easiest place for us to work. So now we get into the shower and we just work it all out in the shower. So we'll see you next in the shower. And for another just quick visual, this is a view of both of the girls' hair from behind. Same mom, same dad, just completely and totally different hair. So let's get going. Okay, so we're just getting in the process of getting this hair wet so that we can get the conditioner going. You can see how thick it is. Now slide over. Slide in, please. Now we're gonna get her wet. So we use Pantene. I'm not paid or sponsored by Pantene. It just seems to work really well for the girls' hair and my hair as well. Just to get about 2.5 squirts on this head because it's not as thick, and we usually don't have to reapply much to her hair. This way a little bit. So I just like to go in there and get it really soapy, and I keep kind of bringing the bottom up to get what I put on the scalp. And the girls really love this part where I go in and scratch because we only wash hair once a week. That's for a lot of reasons, mostly moisture, because we're not trying to wash out the moisture in their hair every day, and it's also because we just don't. Okay, we're going to have you slide to the side and have our next candidate come up for their hair. And I'm just going to get off what's in my hands because she's going to need a lot more pumps. So there's 3. And we're going to look up. And I just kind of try to come over the top of her hair and work it down. You're always going to be trying to avoid your ends, and that's why I roll up my ends to get some of the soap from the top instead of just applying. But if you open that up, you can see that I'm really not making any type of a dent in the actual applying of the shampoo. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to get some more shampoo just for the middle and get it worked in. Kind of use her own hair to do that. And now you can see she's pretty well filled out. And for her, this is also a time that I take a couple minutes and I just start kind of getting some separation going on with all her little hugging hairs, so that as we get into the next part of real detangling, some of these guys have already loosened up a little bit. So I'm just going to go back and get a little bit more and make that she's got a lot down there by her baby hairs. And then we're going to go in and do that awesome head massage that they love so well. And we're going to get in good behind their ears, and then have her look down, and just get in there at the base really good. Now I'm going to slide in and just so I can help them get rinsed off. I usually do this much from the outside, and then I have to help them rinse out some. and shampoo out, and that's definitely because if we leave any in, then that's just dryness that's sitting on our hair, and then we put a bunch of things on it to make it soft, and our conditioner is still in our hair. So it's worth it to take the extra time, and that's one big thing that we're gonna have to teach her when she starts taking care of her own hair, to take her time. Okay, turn around and double check right here. Okay, perfect. Now we've got 2 clean heads of hair. So the first thing I'm going to do, and sometimes it's, I rotate this. I'm going to put both of you right here. You want to come up here? Okay, so sometimes I get a couple of little small packets of products that are really super deep conditioning. One is more of an argan based, and I could be saying that wrong, for Maisie, and the other one is more keratin based for Josie, because the keratin is so much lighter. But otherwise, for the most part, I'm just using the Pantene, and it's just their regular conditioner. I don't know if you got that. Not repping Pantene, this is just what works for us. So I fill it up really, really good with as much conditioner as will hold for the little head. And this one, and so then while they're sitting and waiting, I'm kind of letting this sit in their hair. So since she's first up in order, she got her conditioner first, and we're gonna move her out of the way. And this one is gonna need a lot. And I always just kind of start at the bottom with her, wipe down, and then get in here to her bottom. Keep working all this through, kind of gently pulling at it. And then we're going to go back to the top with about 3 more squirts. And just keep kind of layering that in. And this type of hair really can handle a thick, thick conditioner and just love it. Not even get weighted down, not be bothered by it. Just really love it. So again, this is the more challenging head. So I like to start, once I get that first layer of conditioner, just come in here before we get a comb to it, before we get a brush, and we're going to get her to help us some. And we're just going to separate these out a little bit, because it's going to take away from all the brushing and the pain that we go through if we were just relying on the brush and the comb to get it out for us. And that's all it is it's separating, because these hairs just get into each other, and by doing this, we also are making sure that every little strand has got a good amount of conditioner. So you can take that one and keep kind of turning for us. And we'll just separate a little bit more here. And this isn't our perfection stage. This is just loosen it up, and this is something I've learned over time that is really helpful, because this is my most challenging head of hair to do, and she's also the most sensitive when it comes to her hair being done. So whatever we can do to make that easier for her, we need to do, because it makes it easier for me too, you know, for her not to be upset the whole time. Really takes a lot of the stress out of the situation. And if we do it correctly, you know, on this day, on a Sunday, then it really makes our whole week super, super successful. And it makes all of our hair routines simple as well. So again, I just kind of do want to make sure that you're seeing that I'm just kind of coming along and loosening everybody up, because everybody's hugged up. They've been cuddling since Thursday night. And we're just going to get them loosened up. See, right here is a perfect example of how that was all put into each other. And that's why the easiest way to get a knot out is just to keep kind of separating the strands from each other, because that's all it is just getting that separation going on there, so everybody's not hugging and the brush has less work to do. And we're going to flip this to the side. We've just got this much left. And it's worth the time, you know. Again, a little knot right there, but if we get in there with some good conditioner on our fingers, It's real easy to get them separated so that this is an easy situation. So it's kind of a finger combing, you know, but not, because I'm not just trying to run my fingers through it. When you turn around and just looking at it, you can kind of see how much more even and open that all is. And now we're just going to set her to the side and let her conditioner set in, and we're going to bring this one back. And this is going to be the fast and easy one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and get her part set up. Open that up, and then I'm going to split into 3 sections, like the front of her face. So I'm going to split it like right behind her ear, and over here too. And sometimes, depending on how bad it is, I might split it up in the back as well. But we've been on top of ourselves so well that you're going to see that this is going to go so fast. See? Boom. And then we move to the side. Start at the bottom. You can start at the top. And sometimes I do it just to kind of do this. Get everybody kind of lined up in the same direction. But it's really always going to be friendlier to the hair and friendlier to the child or to the person to start at the bottom. And then you can go in and kind of keep working down where that knot point is. Work, work. And I'm not pulling that hard. She just knows to go with the pull instead of let it go against her. And now we're going to come over to her front. And again, we're just kind of doing this at the top to get everybody on the same page. Because right now, if we kept going, we'd have to work that knot. We're going to work up to the knot. And now we're coming free. And we'll just go back at the end. If you'll slide back around. And we're just going to make sure that we really get a good smoothness on all those curls, and that our conditioner is going to have another chance to really set in there. So see, that's how loose of curls she has, that she can really, you know, almost rock, you know, a more straighter style. Very easy to get her. But otherwise we're just going to kind of twist it up so it stays nice and set her to the side. Come up. So again, we're going to come in here, and as you see, she kind of has a little bit of her part from last week, and sometimes parting can be a little painful because as we pull up, that's got to separate from everybody down here. So if you don't exercise a little bit of gentleness, that's going to be a rough thing. So we got our part, and then from our part, we're going to go in and we're going to cut that side out right behind her ear. We're going to toss that to the front, have her spin around, lean over, and then we're going to find not a perfect part. We're just doing this to have some separation in our sections. So now we're separated around. I don't know why I always start on this side, but I do. So here we are. And again, we're going to come from the top and just kind of get everybody in line. Then we're going to come to the bottom and we're going to work them all out. And this section is just coming through so nicely. Down here at the end, we've got some huggers that won't let go, and now we are all through. So that section's done. And then back here, it's nice, again, because it's so thick, to just give it one more little cut. And that one will just kind of stay there, you know, by itself. Turn just a little bit. And we're going to start down here. Easy, easy combing. Definitely because we did all that finger work before. Getting all those baby knots out, and we're just pulling down for a smooth point. Now we've locked up again, so we're going to go up here and work down from the lockup point all the way through. So when you get it wet and you've got all this conditioner in it, it doesn't look nearly as thick, so it's kind of tricky, but it really is thick, obviously. So here we are again. We're going to go in at the bottom. And even though I tried to get it messy so you could see us do some real work, I guess we took a little bit better care of it in our interim than we thought. So this is going quick. That's great.
Do you have a story that you can tell us how long it's taken?
I don't have a perfect amount of time. I've never timed this, so maybe sometime we should. But what I'd say is whatever time that goes into this is worth the time that it saves you down through the week, you know, because we put all the effort into, you know, getting our curls as moisturized and prepared for the week so that our maintenance is really low, so we're not stressing every day about our hair and what we're going to do with our hair. So we're going to glide back around, and again we're just going to kind of join everybody up, all the sections that we just worked through, and you're going to see that when it's all worked out, no matter how thick it is, she really has a very, very, very beautiful curl pattern. We're just got a little bit more conditioner, and then we'll just put it right there. Can you see that? Can you just see how beautiful that curl pattern really is? And we'll put both girls up here real quick so you can kind of see. Joe's kind of starting to loosen up back here. But that's a big difference there, is that there's such bigger curls. If you look, you know, completely different wave and curl patterns here. And that's okay. We just need to know how to work with them and how to honor those curls and take care of them as good as possible. So now we're going to let the girls actually execute their shower where they clean their bodies, and we're going to rinse out this conditioner. Then I'm going to show you how we finish this up and put them in their wraps. Okay, so real quick before we get the girls going, I just wanted to show you that this is what we wear to bed every night. This is a bonnet that I love and adore, and I got them from Silky Wraps. Sorry, let me get this adjusted. You can see that right there. SilkyWraps.com, and this was after lots of struggles with some more traditional kind of triangled wraps, but obviously as Maisie's hair grew, it got tougher and tougher for us to manage just having a simple head wrap like that. So these caps actually have elastic in them, and then they have the little drawstrings there at the bottom so that you can just cinch it up and tighten it. The only thing I would say is, especially if you're managing little girls' hair with small heads, I wish maybe they had more of an infant size. But we make this work, and it works for us great now because most of the girls are pretty well, you know, of a good age. So we're going to bring the girls back and show you how we do this quick finish up before we get ready to start our week. Okay, so one thing that I didn't mention in the shower is that I don't actually rinse all the conditioner out. I let a little bit of water kind of run over it to kind of push the bulk of it down out of it. But I don't really get it all out because our curls need that type of moisture. The last thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't talk about earlier is what I'm using today. This is really my favorite brush, but it's lost a lot of the nubs at the top, and so it doesn't feel good, especially to them. I tried it one time, it was terrible. So I mostly detangle with this comb, and I use a brush really just for smoothing at the end, and I can't find the brush that I love, and so I find that if I do good detangling, then this will just be smoothing for me, and I keep this around in case there's some little knot at the end that needs some help. So I don't have big magic. I've tried a lot of different oils, but the thing that's kind of stayed consistent and working for us is just to use the same, you know, same conditioner that we used in the shower. This is what we use every night as a part of our routine. So I just kind of go in and smooth it over, smooth it down. And I did put a lot up there by Joe's face, and I know that that doesn't seem correct or in contradictory with what I said about Joe having thinner hair, but I do that because she's got that extra dryness. Now I'm just going to come in here in the bottom and just kind of pull this through. And from here it's going to be real simple because we're all detangled. So I'm just going to come through and smooth everything out. Now smoothing out is not going to mean that in the morning she wakes up and she's going to have straight hair. It just means that everything's going to be laying down very nicely and orderly in its curl pattern. And then I just come here. This is when we're going to end up just wearing our hair down. I'll just come in and I'll twist it up into a nice little twist here, and then I'd go in and I would apply my head wrap. But because we're still in a really warm part of the year for us kids here in Arizona, tilt up a little bit, we're actually just going to put this up into a simple ponytail that throughout the week we'll be able to take down to reapply our conditioner and brush through and put right back up. So same technique, I'm going to put this in just like a nice little low ponytail, even though she prefers a super high ponytail. It's better to do do's like that, in my opinion, when we're on day 2 than day 1. And usually by this point I'm so tired that I don't have any hairstyles in me. So forgive me for that. Now I'm just going to smooth this on down. I didn't hear what you said.
No bad.
And just finish out tucking that in there, and then I'm going to slide this right over. She likes it over her ears, so I leave it over, and then we're going to slide that up and cinch it, tie it off, and she's good to go. Okay, so now we're here with the last one that we're going to do. Everything's still looking so nice and beautiful. You're really starting to see as it dries how thick and full we can get down here. But again, we're just going to do the simplest routine ever. We're going to get us 2 good squirts of the conditioner, come in and come good around her face, pull all the way down to the ends, and then I'm going to start this time with my big handful at the bottom, and I'm going to start meeting everybody up in the middle. And now, because everything is so nicely detangled, I can just go through loosely and finger comb this all so easily and so nicely. But same thing, we want this to smooth out so that everything stays nice and neat while she's sleeping. And I mentioned the silky wraps, and we have done the satin pillowcases. In fact, we sleep on satin pillowcases even with our wraps in. However, we still tend to get a lot of frizzies and a lot of dryness around our face, so we use the silky wraps on our head as well as the satin pillowcases. That way, if some reason we slip out of our bonnet, we still have our hair protected at least a little bit by our pillowcase. So now I got that all worked through. And see how quickly her friends want to get together and form a little party. And we're just going to secure all of her beautiful hair into a ponytail. And then we'll come through that ponytail one more time, twist it up, secure it in her bonnet, and she will be ready for the week. So we're going to secure that in there, get that locked over. Now we're just going to bring all this down into a smooth. My hand's getting slick. The hand that's holding my brush. Okay, one more smoothing down. Just getting everybody into a nice order. Pulling long out, and that's going to produce a lot of moisture in our hand, but that's okay. We're going to twist, twist to keep everybody smooth and to lock in all that wonderful moisture that we put in there for those curls. And we're just going to keep twisting and twist till we got that little one tucked in there. And she likes hers over the ears, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go like that, get it over the ears. Somehow or another that bun just stays there for a minute, and hers usually stays throughout the night, and we're glad for that. So there you are. That's our little get ready for the week routine, and it was pointed out to me that it's actually Monday because it's Labor Day, but this is still how we start the week. So thank you so much for watching us, and have a great, great week. Okay, so we are just getting going on our day, and can you pull down your, there they are. She likes to tuck her strings up in there. So I just wanted to pull off their head wraps real quick and just kind of show you what their hair looks like. And you want to turn around for us and show us what the front looks like. And the front, all nice and smooth. It's usually the other one that we have. Okay, you can go bye-bye. I hope she even did awesome today. Sometimes you can kind of see she gets a little dryness like I talked about yesterday. But we're just going to open up her bun a little bit. And then we'll just let that kind of naturally fall open. As it falls open in the morning, it'll form a real nice curl. So we're just going to give her just a quick mist. And then, kids, will you hold this for me? Okay. And then we're just going to get some Sexy Hair oil. And this bottle's kind of low, so, but we don't need much. I'm just using it to kind of smooth down her sides for the day. And I don't do this every day. You know, it's if we remember and depending on where it's at. But since she's kind of fresh for the week, I thought I would just go ahead and get her slicked back. And that should keep most of her flyaways. But if she has PE or she gets really active today on the playground, then it might be a little puffy when we come out. So there it is. We just smoothed her down a little bit. And they're going to get ready for school now. So have a great day. Hey, listen. If you like this video, please do like this video. But know first and foremost that I am by no means an expert on biracial hair, mixed hair, curly hair, or any of the above. I had a strong desire to help my daughters have the most beautiful hair possible, so I did a lot of research, and that's all I'm doing is sharing what we've learned and what has worked for us. So if you've got a question, please put it in the comments. If you've got a tip, something that would be helpful, please put that in the comments too, because that way we can all learn and grow together. If I've brought you any value today, I'll be here on Tuesdays when I talk about families, and that's also the day that you'll catch any of my new videos about biracial or mixed hair. So y'all come on back real soon to see us.